Hi, so I'm Eva and I get asked quite frequently if I have a non-vegan boyfriend or if it is okay to have a non-vegan boyfriend or what to do if I'm interested in this guy and he's not vegan, stuff like this. So at first I was quite hesitant if I should make this video, but then I'm doing this thing where I do things that scare me, so I thought why not do this video. So I'm talking about a boyfriend because I'm hetero and so I'm into guys, but you can also apply it to girls. Like if you're a girl and you're into a girl, or if you're a guy and into a girl, like it's basically the same thing. So I think that there are two opposite sides. So there's this side which says, of course, go together with this boyfriend, see how it goes. I mean, if you're into him, of course, you can just try it out if it works or if it doesn't work. And I think it's actually quite great point of view. And then there's the other point of view which says do not get together with a non-vegan boyfriend because it's just so different. And I think there's also a little bit of truth in it. So let me explain. When you go vegan, it's not just about not eating animal products. It's a lot. So not eating animal products is maybe as little as this, but veganism is a lot. Veganism is about things that you wear, things that you think about. It's about the animals. It's about understanding our environment. Sometimes it also goes into politics. So veganism is really a lot. So I can understand people who say, I'm so into veganism, I'm so into helping animals, I could not be with someone who eats meat, like who doesn't have the connection that animals and meat are the same and that you're taking one's life. And I really understand this because I'm vegan for so many years and vegetarian for 7 years now. So it's a long time that I'm vegetarian, and I'm really believe in vegetarianism because it's just that I don't want to cause harm and suffering. And it would be hard for me to imagine to be with someone who does not have this connection, who does not have so much respect for animals and who kills animals for taste. That's just really something that I think is very difficult, I think, in the long run, because maybe of course the first year, I think if I love this person it would be absolutely fine. But I think if I want to be long term over a lot of years, a lot of years, I think it's actually quite difficult for me to be with this person because we do not share the same values. And also I talk a lot about veganism. I talk a lot about fruit. I talk a lot about alternative medicine. I talk a lot about all detox, about all those stuff. And I think that relationships work really well when you have a lot of things together and in common. So you have things that you talk about, that you can talk about. And I mean, of course, there are relationships where both partners are very different and have a lot of different point of views. But I think for the majority of humanity, of people, relationships work the best when you have similarities and things in common. And so I think long term, when we look over 50, 60 years, I think it can be sometimes difficult if your significant other does not share the same values and morals as you. And for me, it's also sometimes with my family. My family still eats meat and I love my family, but I really love also being with people who do not eat meat, because I can just be myself and I can just not eat meat, being not judged. And that's, I think, something that is super important. So I totally understand when people say that they simply can't be with someone who does eat meat, and probably I'm someone like this. I could not be in a long-term relationship with 50 years or something with someone who eats meat, because it's just so against my principles. And yeah, but maybe for someone who says, okay, it sounds logical, but I'm really interested in this guy and he's not vegan, not even vegetarian, I think you have to differentiate a little bit. Maybe he's open towards not harming animals, or he wanted to go vegetarian, and you can make the shift together, or you can watch Earthlings and stuff together. I think that's really a great idea, but I think on the other side it can also be quite tricky to go into a relationship with thinking to change the other person, because I think that's something that's just not a great idea, to say to someone, okay, I will be together with you, but just when you change. I think that's not how love works. I think it should work like, okay, I will be together with you because of how you are. So that's maybe a little bit tricky. And yeah, I think maybe another thing is to know that if you change yourself too much for a guy and you give up your morals and your values for another person, he will not appreciate you so much. Because for me, I always believed like I was less because I'm vegan. Like I will never find a boyfriend because I'm vegan, because of course now I understand vegan is actually super amazing for the environment and stuff, but my surrounding, my environment, all were non-vegan, so I felt really bad. But what I realized is that being vegan is so amazing, and I would not stop being vegan for a guy, because when you don't stay true to yourself, it will always only cause resentment. So you will not only be angry with yourself that you gave up your morals for a guy, but you will also kill the animals. So I would just not give up being vegan for another person. I think that's no good start in a relationship. And also I think it's a great idea to be upfront with another person, to say that you're not eating animals or that you're vegan. And to be honest, I think if a person really likes you, he will just not care, because he will like you for who you are, and he will just, I don't know, he will not say, oh my god, you're vegan, so I stop being with you. It doesn't really work like that. And so maybe to sum up this video, if I could imagine being in a long-term relationship with a non-vegan, maybe yes, but not vegetarian, and eating meat, I could not. I could simply not, because it's just so against my values. And let's be honest, I'm huge into animals advocation, so I go into protests and stuff like this. So I'm really pro saving animals, and being together with someone who eats meat is just, I just could not imagine doing it. Maybe for some months, yes, but for my whole life, no. But maybe for you, I would just recommend, so for the person who asked me if they could be together with this vegan, I would, yes, maybe just try it out. I will try it out as well. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work, you never know. And for most people, before they were vegan, they ate meat. So before I was vegan, I turned vegan at 15, and vegetarian at 12, but before I was 12, I ate meat. So I simply had not made the connection yet. So maybe just try it out how it works. And yeah, and maybe my plans for the future is I'm open to a relationship, but I also love working on myself, just become a whole person by myself, and not, needing someone, but rather wanting someone. So that's just maybe to sum it up. I really hope that I answered your question. And if you have more questions, you can really write me on Instagram. I'm Fruity Eva on Instagram, and I wish you a super great day. Have a great time. Goodbye.
To create a song, I don't wanna miss a beat, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on